line on Tuesday when he was spotted wearing a shirt with the inscription, Tinubu for President 2027 at the National Assembly. While speaking to journalists, the senator defended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's economic reforms, asserting that the current hardship faced by Nigerians is a consequence of their historic reliance on easy money rather than hard work. He added that the policy reforms implemented by the Tinubu administration are aimed at fostering an economy where wealth is earned legitimately. Let's take a look. We'll get some reactions.
The indices of Mr. President's policy might not be walking down the line. People are still suffering. Yes, I agree that. But it started trickling in on the macro level. That's on the upper level, not on the lower level. So I'm hoping that in the next 2-3 years, the policies of Mr. President will trickle down and Nigerians will appreciate what Mr. President is doing. Since 1960, I'm not a psychopath. This is first president. You know, I have tank farms. This is first president that stopped subsidy. This is first president that matched the $2. That is why we are suffering. Because Nigerians are not used to working hard. We are used to getting cheap money. People sleep in their houses and use telephone and get dollar and sell it at very high rate. People sit in their houses and use their tank farms and collect paper and they make money. But this is one president who have said, if you are ready to make money, make it the right way. If you are not ready to make money, you leave it. So I don't think, moreover, they have to vote for him because you see, President Tinubu is not going to be a president voted by the South alone. He will be a president that will be voted by North and South. And it's also for the interest of everybody, both the North and the South, for Tinubu to come back.
All right, a flurry of reactions after. Me, I know I make legitimate money. I don't make easy money. I work hard for my money. Let me take some reactions. This is from Amani, who wrote, so according to Uzor Kalu, the suffering Nigerians are going through this, what suffering Nigerians are going through is because they're too used to easy money. That's not just ignorant, it's insulting. People are working themselves to the bone just to survive. And this is the excuse being offered for economic hardship. While Nedu Ani wrote, Uzor Kalu, a senator of the Federal Republic and a two-term governor of Abia State, is seen openly campaigning for Bola Tinubu ahead of the 2027 election at the Senate chamber, openly disobeying the law, Electoral Act, and Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. What kind of lawless country is this? Isn't there a big punishment for this? Where's DSS, INEC, and the police? Dr. Abati, that's a question for you, but I would like to start with our favorite Niger wife, because you know how we are in this country. I mean, it is quite, it's hard to hear from a senator saying that, you know, we have been getting easy money. I mean, you're just brazenly telling Nigerians that they are lazy, and we had a president who said they're lazy youths at this point. But also the fact that he's going around, you know, the National Assembly with that campaign shirt, Tinubu for President 2027. Bimbai.
There are so many issues here, Oji. I begin with the fact that I moved to Nigeria about a decade ago. I've been here about a decade. And one of the things that drew me to this country is how hardworking and enterprising the people are, despite all odds and against all odds. So to make this assumption that at some point there was some sort of free-for-all merry-go-round is extremely unfair and really is condescending to the hard work and effort that several people continue to make every day to make their daily bread. Now, this is the rhetoric of political elites. So I assume the conversation he's having is with the elites who are beneficiaries of arbitrage because of the foreign currency window. However, it's a reminder of the fact that the politics that's happening now outside of the Electoral Act's legitimate campaigning window are about political elites, their stomachs and their power plays. There is nothing pro-people happening here. You see the campaign posters that are all over the country for all various individuals. Everybody is guilty of this one, unfortunately, in this vein. And I say that this is extremely unfair because this, we will continue to reiterate, is the season of governance. this, going around and making all these announcements, he's fully within his rights to support who he wants to support and to feel whatever sentiments he feels. However, I think that, what was the statement you said earlier, Dr. Abati? Elo fokombale, when it comes to campaigning at the moment. Everybody needs to just calm down. Take it easy. This is not the season for that. No. And it is illegal. That's a very big point. And then secondly, you're laughing at me for saying Elo fokombale. Everybody should calm down. Everybody should calm down.
I love it.
And then number two, this spirit of political elitism also just, we need to counter it with something that's pro-people.
All right, Dr. Abati, a quick comment,
well,
really just about...
digression. Did I hear you say you have been in Nigeria for 10 years?
Yes.
10 years. Within 10 years, you have worked in about 3 media houses, you have acquired a husband, you have produced children in Nigeria. Nigeria is a beautiful country. People come from Zimbabwe and they live well here. Yes. And even now you are speaking Yoruba. This is a beautiful country.
It is.
Welcome.
I agree with you.
Look, apply for Nigerian citizenship.
Thank you.
You deserve it. You have earned it.
Earned it, right?
However, to go to Senator Uzor Kalu. Senator Uzor Kalu is a personal friend of President Tinubu. He's a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress. What do you expect him to say? And President Tinubu's administration has also been very kind to him. So naturally, he will say he's supporting Tinubu for president in 2027. But the question that I think we should raise is that these elites saying, oh, I support Tinubu, they talk down on the people. Nigerians are poor, what do you say, or they are very lazy, or whatever.
Lazy youth.
Now, where is the voice of these ordinary people in this conversation about 2027? The people who are going to come out to vote in 2027 are the same lazy youths. They are women. And also, the women will drag their children to come out. Do you know that the rich, privileged people in Nigeria, when it is election time, most of them run away. They go to England, they go to France, they go to US, and they'll be watching the democratic situation in Nigeria. Let us see what will happen. Well, I hope there will be no problem. After the elections, that's when they will come back. We need to study that phenomenon. And so, this elite talking down on the ordinary Nigerian, I think is scandalous. I think it's unacceptable. But as a citizen, Senator Uzor Kalu has every right to support his friend, to make his own choice. But please, I think we want to hear the voice of the people.
All right.
It's the choice of the people that should matter in a democracy.
But they're all on talking about it being power at this moment. I think a lot of the young people are just really crying a being power because I see them online. We'll take another story now. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control has addressed allegations of extortion from traders at the Onitsha Bridge Head Market following a viral video by activist Martin Socher, also known as Verydarkman. Well, according to a statement by the Director General of Nafdac, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, the agency conducted a nationwide enforcement exercise targeting open drug markets in Idumota, Lagos, Aba, and Onitsha. The operation resulted in the seizure and destruction of illegal drugs worth over 1 trillion naira. Investigations also revealed that the shops did not meet good storage and distribution practice standards and were not registered with the Pharmacy Control of Nigeria, in clear violation of national laws. And as part of regulatory actions, investigative charges were imposed on the offending operators as stipulated in federal government regulations. And I will read a part of her statement there. She wrote, these charges included a 5 million naira investigative charge for the sale of unregistered products, which was reduced to 200,000 naira following appeals. Another 2 million naira investigative charge for violations of good storage and distribution practices, which was reduced to 500,000 naira after further appeals. These penalties are officially gazetted charges and were applied fairly across the affected markets. By enforcing compliance with regulations, the agency aims to protect the most vulnerable, including pregnant women, children, and individuals with chronic conditions. Nafdac assures the public that it will continue to operate within the bounds of its legal mandate and will not be deterred by attempts to derail critical regulatory reforms. Now, we have seen reactions even from, Labour Party's Peter Obi talking about the fact that the charges are a lot. I mean, they've been reduced from 7 million naira to about 700,000 naira. And that's the charge that Nafdac is saying that they are imposing on these traders if they have to reopen their markets. It's good that Nafdac have come out to clarify the story. Rufai.
So why are they attacking? What did VDM do wrong now? Why are they attacking VDM? Because VDM is actually correct. And he put up for the slip and he showed that they were paying actually 750 to a central bank account.
700,000.
700,000 to with something called Nafdac projects. The question is, all this charge, what do they want to do with it? If you estimate the payment, like he was saying in the video, is going to be going to the billions. What are they doing with this money?
They said there are investigative charges, and they're going to have
what are they doing with the money?
Register. I believe it's to register. No, isn't it?
To register what?
To register their shops with the drug, like I read out in my
To register their shop with the drugs. Can't they have a normal transparent registration process? Should that also incur costs at a time where the informal sector is greatly battered? These are the questions we should ask them. Because they were coming out at the VDM, oh, yeah. What has he done wrong? If he didn't highlight this now, were they going to tell us? It was gazetted. How public did we make it?
Yeah, those are the questions.
Before now.
Yeah.
So it was when he went there and the traders called him and said, this is what we are paying. They had to reply. So they were reactionary in the first place. So what was the blame? VDM did nothing wrong here. He just itemized what was happening in society. And if you have investigated fake drugs and all of that, the question is, what mechanism are you putting in place? I know there's a company out of Ghana many years ago called Proxy that will give you a scratch card, something, to be able to check if it was a fake drug or not. How are you building the ecosystem of drugs, that even any drug that coming through the market? Is it by having a charge? At a time where the country is hard, you are telling an average drug seller, the over 1 trillion that they are saying worth of drugs is just a stock. It's the stock of drugs they have there. Those people might not sell that thing in years. And you are telling averagely in a country where people can barely have 3 square meals to bring 700,000 and you call it investigative charge. So that money, with due respect, Nafdac, we also know what that money will be eventually used for. Or is it part of revenue for government? Now, is it that government needs revenue? Because today now they've gone to borrow, they've put requests for borrowing of 45 billion. So is that government needs revenue, let us say. So there's nothing video. In fact, it's been shown by facts that the man was correct, that there was this charge. They have come out to say that it was gazetted. Moving off that. As regards the politicians that are abusing us, how would they not abuse us? When people have enjoyed the largesse of the land, when people have been in politics since God knows when, they've been enjoying since Abacha days. We know, we remember their story, remember their history. They became governor at age, Dr. Abati is a very good friend now, 36 or thereabout. He said the day he came here, he was governor at 36.
Please, he's also a major icon in the media industry.
Yes. So
publisher
and all of that.
Telegraph, publisher
of The Sun. Very good man. He's done very well for himself.
Discussing with respect.
I know. I said, so but what I'm saying is stating the fact. He became governor at 36, 2-term governor. Then he's gone ahead to Senate. All right. And before now, we've heard this name since the days of Abacha. He's been a businessman. He's enjoyed the good of Nigeria now. So how will
Nigeria?
How will they not have the temerity to say that others, there's easy money for us? Is it the man that is paying him to bring out 700,000 to pay Nafdac in nature under the hot sun?
Yeah.
And they said, oh, there's no storage. I know the storage conditions were not good enough. They should improve upon it.
They've done the investigation.
But if they had the means, is it the man that is racking his head to be able to make ends meet? Do you think he has enjoyed Nigeria as good as some high up there? And so how would they say anything? And when he campaigns for president, who do you want him to campaign for again? He will campaign for his friend, President Tinubu.
But Dr. Abati, you didn't answer the question I asked you about the time for campaign hasn't started.
No,
You're
the
going
laws
around,
are there.
Walking around with the shirt
the laws are there.
Tinubu for president
But
2027.
in all fairness, you cannot hold him for that because there are many other people who have campaigned for their candidates. Even people that are sending tweets. If you are going to go and screen all the tweets, they too have campaigned for their candidates. So you can't hold him for... He has the right to campaign for anything. But me, I'm just saying that there's no point.
On the drug matter, Onitsha Head Bridge, I told the line of Mr. Peter Obi. Mr. Peter Obi has issued a statement on X saying, yes, the battle against fake drugs is very important. In that regard, Professor Adeyeye's agency is doing the right thing by saying that, look, you cannot sell fake drugs because lives are involved, and you cannot endanger other people's lives because you want to make profit. Mr. Obi made that clear. Two, Mr. Peter Obi says, look, this clarification that Nafdac has offered, Nafdac says, you know, after pleas and negotiations, they've reduced the charges to 500,000 and 200K. Bad conduct must have consequences. I don't have a problem with that. People must be sanctioned if they are selling fake drugs, if you are disobeying the laws of Nigeria. Number three, Mr. Obi says, well, investigations should continue, but these small and medium-scale enterprises should not be punished for a very long time. Yes. You know, the market should be reopened. Entrepreneurs should be given the opportunity to rebuild their businesses and contribute to the nation's economy. But Mr. Obi says fake drugs business is not allowed, whether it's in Onitsha or it's in Agege. All right. Those are the critical points.
Well said. Thank you, Dr. Abati. We'll take another story now under entertainment. Social media is awash with reactions after controversial singer Speed Darlington appeared to admit to having a sexual encounter with a minor in a video that has now gone viral. The singer detailed the incident during an Instagram live session. In the video, Darlington claimed to have paid the minor, who he said was 15 years old, 2,000 naira because she had stained the sheets. Let's take a look at this video before we take some reactions.
Before they could come change the sheet for me, I got them 2,000 because the thing, oh my God. Maybe I see a clue, baby. I feature over. But I'm rapid now. I'm 15 years old. I can never work for anybody. Lie to lie. I won't come now. Not that I'm a general now there. Don't mean I some more behind the be sheet or baraka. So the last time in the Madanya, the highest in the restaurant. The last time I was in the hospitality industry, about 10 years ago, it's in Galata. I need to meet him and with a small change in album while I continue pursuing my music career. So, Mabanoro restaurant. I know want 2 levels. You know, only sing Galata, I need money. So I don't want 2 levels.
This video has triggered outrage across social media, with users labeling his action as rape and demanding for his arrest. Let's take Chinonso's tweet. He wrote, "Children cannot give consent. This is Speed Darlington publicly admitting to rape. The law should take its course." Well, another Twitter user posted a video with this caption. This was Speed Darlington in 2022, incident involving a 16-year-old girl. It was ignored, and now in 2025, he went on to predate on a 15-year-old girl. This pattern and evidences are clear. Let's take a look at that video.
A 16-year-old girl, you want to start messaging a 16-year-old girl?
You see what they're doing?
Okay, no,
You see?
You carry knife.
Leave my things alone. Leave my things
You carry
alone.
knife for me. Look at knife in his hand, though.
You see?
You have been a mad woman, though.
You see?
Punish you. Look at you, dirty idiot. You don't know the display.
Put your hands now. Put your hand. Put your hand. Invade my privacy.
I will beat you. I will beat you very well. You think you're mad.
Well, Speed Darlington has reacted to all of the reactions, and I'll read what he posted on Instagram yesterday, which he has actually deleted. He posted a video actually dancing, and he wrote, "I no go do content again because you follow me. Who are you that I'm explaining myself to? Ta. You know, reach thunder fire you all bloggers, especially Daddy, whatever your name is. My real fans, drop your account number, 3,000 naira to 10 people." But this was him yesterday posting this video, dancing, acting like he was promoting a music video or whatever, a new track. And I'll read the last reaction. This person wrote, "I don't care if he was joking or not, but Speed Darlington ought to know that this is the height of it all. How can a public figure like him be joking about being intimate with a child of 15? Nobody close to Acme should try best, or everybody close to Acme should try to advise him." I believe that's what he's trying to say there in that
I'll
tweet.
try to take a minute.
Yes.
Very quickly. And it's as follows. One view says Speed Darlington is trying to promote his new track, Village Girl.
Village Girl.
And that's why he's been talking like this. Two, what he's talking about is pedophilia, which is not allowed. The age of consent is 18. You cannot come out and say, "Oh, you slept with a girl of 15 years, 10 years ago." Some people said, "Oh, in 2022, he did the same thing." And, he's been quoted as saying, "Oh, he prefers girls between the ages of 16 and 20. That's irresponsible. Number three, the Lagos State Domestic Violence Agency, Sexual and Domestic Violence Agency, has said we have taken this matter to NAPTIP because Lagos State does not have jurisdiction. The location of the offense was not stated in that video. Number four is that voluntary confession under sections 28 to 29 of the Evidence Act of 2011 is a direct admission of guilt. Speed Darlington has used his mouth to admit that he's a pedophiliac, and he deserves to be punished for that. In fact, under Section 31 of the same Evidence Act, if the issue is repeated, that video you showed again, it means he repeated the offense. He said nobody can stop him from creating content. Creating what nonsense content? And then finally, there's no evidence that he was drunk. There was no evidence that he was under caution. There was no evidence that he was forced to confess with his own mouth.
Yes.
Finally, number five, I think that Portable should ask for a rematch in April, earlier this year. Portable dealt with him.
Beat him silly.
Knocked him out. Technical knockout.
I saw that video.
I think Portable needs to come back and rearrange
It's a sport.
the thinking process of
You didn't watch it.
I saw it.
Darlington. It's called the celebrity boxing.
Yeah, it's a sport, yes.
Portable can also help on the streets.
I would
Well,
be a cheerleader for
you'll be a
Portable on that
cheerleader.
side because
Well, if
this
he-
man
yes, go ahead.
is a predator,
Yes.
a pedophile,
Yeah.
and he deserves to be behind bars
Yes.
because this is what he's talking about. What about what he doesn't talk
Yes.
about? I know you want to move on. Just want to
No,
throw
I
that
mean,
out there.
if he is claiming that it is content, I think that he has the duty to come out publicly to apologize if it really is content. Because, I mean, I don't know how he's going to be charged,
What
if he's going to
content
be
is that?
charged.
Is that what he
because there
claimed?
has to be evidence, right? There has to be someone who's going to go out there to say, "Listen, this is me, I'm 15 years, I'm the 15-year-old
Didn't Simon
Speed
Ekpa
Darlington
also say that his own was content?
Yes, Simon Ekpa said his own was
So what kind of content
But
is
he
that?
needs to
No,
come
we can't
out
hide
if he
behind
has
content.
fans or whatever to really detail what he actually meant by saying he defiled a 15-year-old girl. This is unacceptable for public figures. I'd like a quick word. We can't take our good news report.
It's sad, Oji, and I think the appropriate institution should start the investigation.
Yes, absolutely.
You know why this rings home for me? Oji, I landed into Abidjan on that day where Air Peace was trying to evacuate those girls. and I went, to interview and see what was happening to those girls. And I saw firsthand what trafficking was all about.
Yeah.
I saw firsthand what the denial of rights of young girls was all about. And that memory never left me.
Absolutely.
And for somebody to be proud about this, no, something must happen at some point.
Portable to the rescue.
Yes. We'll follow
Knock
up
some
on
sense into him.
Knock some sense into him. I'd like to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on what's trending. We will follow up on this story.